Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Smile Sessions. Today, we have a fascinating topic that's often joked about, but deeply ingrained in our national identity: why Canadians always say sorry. The inspiration for this episode comes from my good friend Victor, who always calls me out whenever I use the S word. He often reminds me, what did I say about the S word? No apologies in our friendship. This approach has fostered a level of trust that is crucial in any relationship. So why do we Canadians apologize so much? Let's start with a bit of history. The frequent use of sorry in Canada can be traced back to our British roots. The British have been known for their politeness and reserve, traits that have been passed down to us. This cultural inheritance has made politeness a cornerstone of Canadian society. But it's not just about our British heritage. Canada's multiculturalism also plays a role. With such diverse population, saying sorry can be a way to bridge the cultural and language gaps, making interactions smoother and more respectful. And let's not forget empathy and politeness. Canadians often use sorry to show empathy and understanding. It's a way to acknowledge others' feelings and maintain social harmony. Now, let's delve into the psychology behind our apologetic nature. Over-apologizing can sometimes indicate issues with self-esteem. When we feel inherently flawed or less valuable, we might apologize more frequently. There's also a fear of conflict. Saying sorry can be a preemptive move to avoid potential conflicts or negative reactions. It's a way to keep the peace and ensure everyone gets along. And for those of us who are people pleasers, apologies can be a tool to maintain harmony and avoid disappointing anyone, except for ourselves, right? It's all about seeking approval and validation from others. In a world where we are increasingly focused on positivity and self-empowerment, overusing sorry can actually be counterproductive. Constantly apologizing can undermine our confidence and convey a sense of weakness or guilt, even when it's unwarranted. It can also shift the focus from positive interactions to a more negative, self-depreciating tone. Instead of fostering positivity, excessive apologies can create an environment where we feel less empowered and more anxious about our actions. It's important to recognize when an apology is truly necessary and when it might actually be better to use alternative expressions. So what can we do if we want to cut down on our apologies? Here are a few alternatives. Thank you can be used instead of apologizing, and it expresses gratitude. So, for example, thank you for your patience can be used instead of saying sorry for the delay. Excuse me can be used to get someone's attention or can help you navigate through a crowd. Focusing on resolving the issue rather than apologizing. For example, I appreciate your understanding as I work to fix this. We can also use empathy statements without apologizing, such as, I understand how you feel. In recent months, as more people return to the office, there is also a lot of anxiety, especially for those who can't always make it in. Here are some professional and positive alternatives to saying sorry when you can't make it into the office. Thank you for your understanding. I won't be able to make it into the office today due to, and list your reason. I'll ensure my tasks are covered and will be available remotely if needed. I appreciate your flexibility. I need to work from home today because of such and such a reason. I'll stay connected and manage my responsibilities as usual. Or if you require to take a day off, You could send a note that says, I need to take a personal day due to such and such a reason. I'll make sure to catch up on any missed work and be back in the office tomorrow. Or if you're not going to be in the office for whatever reason, you could say, I won't be in the office, but I have arranged for, and list a colleague's name to cover my urgent tasks. Please reach out to them if anything comes up. And if in the event you need to work remotely, you can send a note saying you will be working remote and the reason, and that you will be available via email and phone to handle any urgent matters. These alternatives help maintain a positive and professional tone while ensuring that your absence is communicated clearly and effectively. Now, let's dig a little deeper into this topic. Do women say sorry more than men? Research indicates that women tend to apologize more often than men. This difference isn't necessarily because men are less willing to apologize, but rather because men and women have different thresholds for what they consider to be offensive behavior that warrants an apology. Men generally have a higher threshold of what they perceive as offensive behavior, meaning they don't feel the need to apologize as frequently. Women are more likely to perceive their actions as offensive and thus feel they need to apologize more often. Social and cultural factors also play a role. Women are often socialized to be more empathetic and nurturing, which can lead to more frequent apologies as a way to maintain social harmony. Understanding these differences can help in fostering better communication and reducing unnecessary stress related to over-apologizing. While research on age-specific tendencies to apologize is limited, some studies suggest that younger people, particularly adolescents and young adults, may apologize more frequently than older adults. This behavior can be attributed to several factors. As children grow into adolescence, they develop a greater sense of empathy and social awareness. This increased sensitivity to others' feelings can lead to more frequent apologies. Adolescents and young adults are often influenced by their peers and may apologize more to fit in or avoid social conflict. Young individuals, especially those in their teens and early 20s, may experience lower self-esteem and higher social anxiety, leading them to apologize more frequently and avoid conflict and seek acceptance. Younger people are still learning social norms and may over-apologize as they navigate social interactions and establish their place in various social settings. Older generations might have been raised with different social norms and expectations regarding apologies. They may have been taught to apologize less frequently or in different contexts compared to younger generations. Overall, while younger people tend to apologize more, it's important to note that apologizing behavior can vary widely based on individual personality, cultural background, and specific social contexts. And there you have it, a deep dive into why Canadians say sorry so often, and some practical tips to help us break the habit. Remember, it's all about finding balance and expressing ourselves in ways that are both respectful and authentic. Thank you for tuning in today to Smile Sessions. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a review and share it with your friends. Until next time, keep smiling and stay curious.